All right, Zephyr, go ahead and introduce yourself a bit, introduce the game, and let us know when you're ready to go.
Alright, I'm really glad to be returning here. I am ZephyrFloofDerg and I am going to be running Enter the Gungeon today. I'm going to be doing a rainbow run at any percent and I'm going to be using it with the Gunslinger.
Yes, you are indeed. That Bid War had Gunslinger out on top. We're really excited about seeing this run.
Awesome, cool. As for the characters, so you start with Hunter, Convict, Pilot, and Marine, basic ones, and then later on you get Bullet and Paradox, which is part of the way you get Gunslinger, but I'm going to be doing Gunslinger today, so that should be pretty good. Been doing a lot of Rainbow Run practice, so hopefully this one should go quite well.
Very nice, very nice.
Cool. Should I get ready to do a countdown on my side?
Yeah, if you'd like to go ahead and lead the countdown, let's go ahead and get that hype up.
Okay, sounds good, everyone. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. All right, cool. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go!
Let's go!
Okay, so in the Rainbow Run, you get a rainbow chest, and you get to pick one of the items. I'm going to go with this one because this is quite reliable, so I'm going to use this, and this should hopefully be pretty good at clearing rooms. Want to use things that don't take up too much ammo.
Well, hello everyone. I'm Radicoon, and I'm going to be on commentary. I've been speedrunning this year. I have about 750 hours in this game. No world records, but as we know, that's not the point. I'm going to be trying to fill in the details as best I can while Zephyr's running Rainbow any percent today.
Awesome.
Yes, thank you for joining us, Radicoon. So, we're going to be seeing some really cool stuff going on here all throughout this run. What makes it a rainbow run?
You want me to cover that one?
Go for it.
Sure. So, normally in the game, you kind of start with whatever your starting character's weapons are and items, and you have to sort of pick up loot as you go. And on each floor, there's going to be a couple chests. The boss can drop items. You can pick up items in the shop. All of those are sort of blocked on a rainbow run. Instead, at the beginning of every floor, you're going to get a free rainbow chest. It's going to pop 8 items out, and you get to pick one of those items only. Generally, there's S and A rank items in that chest, so you're pretty guaranteed to get something good. It might not always be what you want, but that's kind of... Rainbow runs are generally more consistent because of that. They can involve a lot of restarts, because sometimes you're looking for a very specific item or gun. If you're grinding for world record, there's only like a couple items you're going to need, and you're going to have to restart quite a bit. But generally, it just makes the runs more consistent and more predictable. So, for those of you not familiar with Gungeon, it was developed by the developer Dodge Roll. It was released in 2016 and ported to Switch in late 2017. It's kind of a mix between a dungeon crawler, bullet hell, twin stick shooter, roguelite, right? Most similar to Binding of Isaac or Nuclear Throne. Zephyr's going to be descending through floors of the Gungeon. This is any percent, so we're only focused on the main 5 floors. There's lots of secret rooms and like an extra 6th floor. There's tons of categories to this game, but we're just focusing on any percent. And the rooms or the floors are kind of randomly arranged. They're not 100% procedurally generated. They're sort of like pre-built blocks and enemy spawns that are arranged together to form sort of randomly generated floors. The game does this with like an algorithm. It has a set of flows. Like the flow will say, off of the first room, there's a room that branches 3 ways, and then we'll stick a one-way loop that leads to a chest off of the south entrance or whatever. But even if you memorize all of the flows for each floor, the game still doesn't... You don't know exactly where it's going to stick all the pieces. So even if you know, oh, I know this flow exactly, and the boss has to be off of one of these 3 hallways, you don't know which of the hallways. So even if you memorize all the flows for the game, there's still quite a bit of RNG to guessing like which direction you should go. And once you enter a door, the room locks and you have to clear it before you can go back and try something else.
And this is the first boss against Bullet King.
Good boss, good boss.
Yeah, not too bad.
Good luck.
Thanks.
I guess it's a good time to mention that one of the bonuses you get in Gungeon if you can beat a boss without taking any damage is called a Master Round. That does unlock some extra minutia in the game, but most importantly, we get an extra heart container out of it.
That is
so
very
it can
important.
be a good, very good safety in a marathon run.
Yes.
Not strictly necessary in the speed run. Once you've played the game enough, it's just a bonus. But
it's
marathon
just
would be
insurance,
very nice.
basically. Yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly. You might see the explosions kind of happen and clear the bullets off the room or off the screen. That's called a blank. It's just kind of a freebie. You can clear all bullets and protect yourself for a second or two. Very nice job. There's the master round. Excellent.
Oh yeah, I need to stream
and,
to Discord as well. I'll do that for you guys.
It's okay. Either way.
Just
Big
means
deal.
you don't get any delay. So let's see.
The
Second
secrets.
chest. I'll go with laser rifle. Could have also gone with reload stone, but I should be fine if I'm careful with my ammo. Ooh, speaking of which, ammo.
Yeah, ammo drops in a couple different forms. If you get green ammo, which is kind of what the game launched with, it just refills your ammo 100%. I'm going to get the percentages wrong now, but I think if you drop red or orange-ish ammo, it fills your current gun like 50%, and all of your other guns something like 15 to 25%. So
Yep, sounds
generally,
right.
yeah, you want to have the orange one, unless you have a completely overpowered gun and don't ever plan on switching.
Right.
So we haven't really talked about the gunslinger either, so I'll try to explain like what's super special about this character.
Yep, please do.
So it was not originally in the game. This game had a handful of free content updates that have come out over the years, and I think the last one was like a couple of years ago now. It's called A Farewell to Arms, and it added the gunslinger. Up until then, you could get synergies with guns based on, like, if you had these two guns, they would have a new effect, or these two items, or whatever, just kind of comboing weapons together. The gunslinger, when you pick up a weapon, just automatically unlocks all synergies for whatever gun he has, even though we don't have the items to enable them. So, pretty advantageous for a speedrun. You just sort of get a free buff to every gun. And it can also make like very cheap early weapons that you wouldn't want to pick up with any other character completely OP to speedrun. To unlock the gunslinger, you actually have to play as this character called the Paradox, which is sort of like a randomized character. When the Paradox starts, you get a random starting gun, a random non-starting gun, and a random item, could be an active, passive, whatever. And a lot of streamers and speedrunners kind of like to use that as a randomizer, but if you complete the game completely with the Paradox and go through all the 5 any percent floors and the 6th bonus floor, and you kill its past, quote unquote, you then have to start a second run as the gunslinger and then push through the entire game a second time. You have to do both runs back to back, and if you're able to complete the second run as the gunslinger, then you unlock them for normal play, and they cost, I think, 7 credits, like in-game credits, to play for every run.
Yep, that's it.
Getting pretty good boss RNG so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good.
No ammo conda.
Gotcha. Yeah, ammo kinda can be a pain unless you've got a really strong weapon.
2 master rounds, let's go.
Good work.
That is good.
Work.
That is going to help a lot.
We got some time for a couple of donations that came in?
Go for it, absolutely. Between floors, that's fine.
All right, awesome. So we have a very nice donation from Berg amount of $69. $69 to get us to 420. How could I resist? Let's keep gunning for a new record. But of course, we have to replace one of those digits already because Monkey gave $10 saying from Monkey with love. So we are now at a whopping $4,210 raised for Trans Lifeline. Great job, guys, and let's keep those donos coming.
Okay, on to floor 3. And fill up ammo.
Yeah, playing as Gunslinger can definitely get a little addicting, and going back to other characters is kind of tough. So, thank you all for
I would agree with that.
This incentive.
Yep, I'm happy this one won. Oops.
Yeah, the difficulty spikes a little bit after floor 3. It's been a long time since I've kind of had that experience of moving through the floors and learning the game. But generally, you start to lose more time as you get to floors 4 and 5 because the rooms are filled with more difficult enemies and more waves, and so because of that, like one wrong move or going down the wrong path can add more and more time. Lots of runs feel like they're going really well in the early game and can derail pretty quickly.
Oh yeah.
As roguelikes can be.
Right.
Sure.
But looking good so far.
Yeah, looks alright. Not found the boss yet, but that's not going to be too far behind. Seen this room many times.
Yeah, the game features kind of, I think we've talked about this a little bit already, but it does have kind of a really interesting sort of a handcrafted but auto-generated feel, right? So the room layouts and enemy spawns, right? Mm-hmm. They're all designed, but which pops up where and which ones you happen to encounter are random. Ironically, one of the bullet hell rooms that have no enemies, pretty brutal casually, but pretty excellent in a speedrun because there's no enemies to clear, so
right.
It's as fast as you can move through the room.
Okay, gonna swing by that shopkeeper quick, just in case there's any goodies. Okay, that's alright, and I don't think I'm in the drastic need of ammo, which is good, so I'll leave that for now.
You can start to develop kind of a sixth sense of how the map is going to unfold, even if you don't have the flows memorized, which can be a pretty tall order for like a beginner speedrunner, because they all have to reconnect. So if you're on a loop, and that loop it terminates in a chest room that's a one-way door, then you can kind of watch the map and see how it's going to curve back. And if you suspect that the rooms you're in are kind of curving back, and you have an unopened path that you can check on another area of the map, then you can kind of bail from that, and you sort of develop this weird, I guess sixth sense is the best way to put it. That
yeah, I've noticed that, like, when you're in a floor for a while, you start to think, oh, where is the boss? And then pretty soon after, you'll usually find the boss room.
Right.
Like this way.
Perfect.
This one can be a bit of a pain, but it's not too bad.
You got the columns. it's a good variant, at least.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Plus, I've got the laser.
Everybody loves this boss, for sure.
Ooh, this one's yeah. Pain.
That was sarcasm for the non-Gungeon players.
Yep, that and Namokanda can be a bit tricky. Oop.
I'm very interested to see what our floor 4 boss will be.
Come on. Just a bit more. Nice! The pillars really did help a lot.
Definitely.
Okay, got that. Master round, armor, health, and next floor. Yeah, I think I'm making pretty good time.
I mean, 3 master rounds, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, it helps as an insurance to make sure I don't lose. Yep, so many gun puns. There's just so many.
Yeah, the developers
Okay.
kind of went out of their way to make sure basically everything had some kind of gun-related pun.
I'll go for this one.
Gilded Hydra.
Yeah,
That's
goes,
a sort of a risk-reward button.
Yeah,
go ahead.
kind of the clip size increases when you take damage.
Right. Starts
And
off
it's a
at
good
1,
backup weapon
so
as well, so.
Right. Yeah, the laser rifle is gonna see you through the end. I think that's a pretty good pull early.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
If you've noticed those
the
notes that kind of pop up. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say the normal version of this gun is good, but this one is this one's very nice.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of guns in the game that, like, when you pick them up and you're not the gunslinger, you're like, oh right, it's nowhere near without the synergies. I was just gonna say earlier, occasionally he'll clear a room, or a note will drop after a boss defeat, and that's where a normal item would have been, but because we're in rainbow mode, a note drops instead.
That's right. The note's basically saying, "Oh, because you're in a rainbow and you can't take this thing." So.
Right. It's very strict. There's basically no way around the no item pickup rules.
That's right. Except with the gun muncher, but then you do have to sacrifice the guns though, so it's risk reward.
Right. And considering you only pick up one, it can be a pretty high price to pay.
Can be.
So we're taking the critical path. Oh, okay. Wait, I want to see what we're dealing with here.
Red mage. Okay.
Okay, good luck.
Okay. Can be an
I
interesting
personally
one.
hate this boss.
Yeah, it can be a pain, but we'll see.
I believe. That is just chewing him to pieces.
Yeah, it is. Took damage, but it's alright. I can cope with it.
You generally get a good bit of health back after a boss defeat. Generally.
Yeah.
Sometimes not, but...
Nearly. Yeah, done. That was alright.
Excellent.
At least it didn't take too long, that's the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right, floor 5.
All right. And with that, time for another donation really quick.
Please do go for it.
All right. Music Hill gives us a $5 donation that says, "Bullet hell games scare me, so I love seeing Zephyr tackle it like a champ. Good luck with the run." And thank you so much for that donation, Musical. And for those also looking to make donations and leave comments for me to read, go ahead and type out !donate in the chat. We'd love to see that number keep on going up. 4,215. Let's go.
That one's pretty good. Not a lot of ammo, but it hits pretty hard.
We are in the last floor of the enemy percent category. And our boss is always set. It will always be the Dragon. Yes, you heard me right. The Dragon.
Yep. Pun intended.
This is another of those enemy-less rooms. You just have a hammer chasing you.
Yeah.
It's worth mentioning there are probably over 100 categories on speedrun.com for this game.
Ooh.
There's 1, 4, 8 character speedruns, rainbow mode.
I've seen those, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very diverse leaderboard set. for anybody interested in the game, there's probably a category out there that you would enjoy.
And this game does have co-op as well.
Yes, it is unfortunately same screen, but works pretty decently over some kind of screen share software. So. I haven't submitted it, but I was able to beat my PB in co-op over Parsec, so it's
nice
not
one,
too bad.
congrats.
Very nice.
And most of the runs, most categories other than the multi-character categories, are done with in-game time. So it's not too brutal either. You can take breaks between floors, and there's a couple techniques to like explore what's in the rainbow chests before the timer starts again. So you have time to think about what you want to pick up and what you want to do next. Take time to breathe. You know, it's not. They're mostly pretty friendly runs. Just a lot of resetting and a lot of RNG. So.
I think probably my next thing after this is I'm going to do some of the more normal runs just to see how those go. And I'll also try turbo mode as well. I'll see how that goes.
Ooh. Mini boss. Okay.
This one
These are
can be
pretty
fun. I
random.
usually try and kill it quickly if I can.
I'm not sure how many flows have the mini boss like positioned between the start and the boss, but it seems like every time I gamble on it not being in the way, it is. So, by floor 5 on a rainbow run, though, you can dispatch them pretty quickly, so they're not a huge time loss.
Ooh, okay. So that's where you can get the bullet to the past if you want to go to the bonus missions, but we can skip those.
You may have noticed the enemies firing like a red, very dark bullets. Those are jammed enemies, and they
This is it.
oh,
boss
nice,
fight.
very nice. Good luck, good luck. They do double
Could do it-
damage, but let's
Could do
hope
with a
for,
bit more health,
normal.
but it should be okay.
Yeah,
You got this.
it wouldn't
Okay.
be a final boss without the heart racing, right?
Yeah, that's right. This is a make or break time.
How do you feel about fighting your kin?
I'll do it. This is what I've been trained for.
For charity.
Yep, for charity.
The more you play this game, the more you realize this boss is actually like one you fear a little less because the patterns are so set. You know
Yeah,
exactly
the
what you're getting
intimidation factor is strong in this game. Okay, I'm gonna swap to laser beam.
into. Yeah, this fight has 2 phases. Once we get down to about 80% health, we're going to go into phase 2.
Just about now. Yep, that's it.
Please,
Phase 2.
there you go. Okay.
Wow.
All about dodging.
Yep.
This phase is definitely meant to give the first-time player a bit of a heart attack, but
Sure.
it's not too bad.
Yes, that's it.
One cycle,
One-
let's go.
one cycle.
Wow.
Let's race ahead. I think my practice paid off.
Yeah, very nice. That's a very good run.
Gonna skip past bullet hell.
Yeah, if you walk through the center there, you get pulled down to World 6, but we don't want to go for hell percent, so we'll go for any percent ending.
Sounds good.
And time
this
is generally
is
when
the-
the bullet hits, right?
The bullet that can kill the past.
Yeah. But the gunslinger has no past, right? So we
Indeed.
we didn't pick up the bullet anyway, but
End the game. And that is time.
very nice.
Nicely done, Zephyr. Wow. Oh my gosh, that was incredible. And Radicun, thank you so much for all of the awesome commentary too along the way.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks, Rad.
Yeah, so
I have a
Zephyr,
quick question for you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go with yours.
Okay, what is your PV in this category?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Whatever the timer was on this one, I think this was probably the best one.
Oh my god.
Okay, I thought so. I wanted to make sure we knew that.
Wow.
Very, very nice.
Well, we will definitely get an official read on that. If it is a PB, that is awesome. That's amazing. Zephyr, any shoutouts that you'd like to be able to share for those that are watching in chat?
Yeah. Thanks for Team Fastest First for inviting me back. Really appreciate doing this again. Biggest shout out I want to give is probably my best friend Hyro Fate, who pretty much taught me everything I know about this game in terms of the secret levels, guns, bosses, etc. He pretty much coached me the whole way through, even though he didn't necessarily do like a one-on-one basis, but basically I pestered him a lot about this game and he gave me a lot of info, so thanks for that. And yep, I am ZephyrFloofDerg on Twitch and part of some amazing Twitch teams, Wild Abandoned and Storytellers. Go check them out, and yep, keep supporting Team Fastest First. They are amazing. Yep, awesome.
Awesome. And Radicoon, any shoutouts on your side too?
No, just thanks Zephyr for having me. Thanks for allowing me to commentate. This is my first commentary spot, so I feel really honored and excellent
you did
run.
well.
Yeah.
I just want to say that the record in this category is like 4 minutes. So like the amount of insane RNG in this game and how like insanely lucky you can get on these runs is crazy. So it's a very thrilling game to play, and we welcome all new players. If you're interested, we'll be happy to help.
And if there is anyone that is interested in joining in, how could they get in touch with the community?
There is a Discord. It's kind of low energy. There's not a lot of activity in it. The game's a little older at this point, but I guess just start there. I'm in it, so I can help you if you join.
Super neat.
Sounds good.
Excellent. All right, well, Zephyr, really, really awesome job here with Enter the Gungeon. Radicoon, wonderful commentary as well. A fantastic display of everything going on. So thank you all once again.
Thanks, everyone.